Hello there. Welcome back to Jedi Academy. I am Ben, and with me is my partner, my friend, my brother in all this, Jedi Matthew. How are you doing today, my man?
I am doing great, sir. How are you today?
Doing well? Not going to lie, I'm a little tired after watching that great finale last night, but oh my god. They needed to stick the landing, and my god, did they stick the landing. For me, anyway.
No, I would say overall, yes, they stuck the landing. Yeah, overall, great episode, great ending.
It
Absolutely.
gave me it gave me pretty much everything I wanted from this show.
Yeah. Oh, again, I think we got everything that we needed to wrap up the stories in this show. Yeah, I feel like this was a great ending to the season overall.
Uh, and do you have any favorite moments that stuck out to you before we deep dive into this thing?
Vader having the high ground.
Yes.
Not mentioning it, but
I,
having the high ground.
I noticed that. I noticed that. They didn't have to say anything, but he
Yeah.
definitely had the high ground. He
Yeah, he
definitely
had the
did.
high ground for a second. Yes, he did.
That scene with Vader burying Obi Wan. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, look. I think this is my favorite Star Wars use of force powers between two characters.
yeah,
That fight between Obi Wan and Vader. That's everything I wanted it to be.
yeah. Now, I have a question for you because there's something that happens in this fight that made me think of, man, this would have been cool if they did this instead.
What's that?
So we find out that Rey is a Palpatine, okay, in the new
Yes.
trilogy,
Yes.
okay. But there's that scene at the end of episode 7 where they're getting out of the cave, or episode 8. I'm sorry, episode 8,
Hey.
and the rocks are all around. She lifts all the rocks up and they're all
Yes.
floating around her.
Yes.
Wouldn't that have been cool? More, I think it would have been a much more connective and just powerful moment if she was Obi-Wan, somehow Obi-Wan's daughter, and then we get that scene with Obi-Wan with all the rocks around him too.
Or granddaughter. I think
Or
it would have been
granddaughter, or
more.
right, what yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Right.
Eh, yeah, and I heard they even talk about making her a Kenobi,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was definitely talked about.
but
Well, there's that famous interview that Ray did, or sorry, Ray. Oh my God, her name's escaping
Daisy
me now.
Ridley.
Daisy
They,
Ridley
they,
did, where she said after Force Awakens, the premiere for Force Awakens, they had a the after party, and she was talking to somebody. I can't remember now who it was, and they told her that she was a Kenobi, and she started crying. So
really?
that was actually the original plan, was to make her a Kenobi, and then it changed over time. But yeah, she has said that a couple times in an interview where that they told her that she was going to be a Kenobi.
Yeah, I wonder why they. I I have to wonder why they changed it up.
Yeah. Well, I think just the story just went, after 8 and then 9, I think everything just got messed up between them two having that feud of, I'm going to retcon your stuff. I'm going to retcon your stuff. Like, it
And
became
not
a
having a
battle more than a
plan.
movie.
Not
Yeah.
not having a plan. Not
Yep.
having a plan.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that scene with all the rocks around Obi-Wan just kind of
Oh,
floating before he, yeah, I just thought that was, and it just immediately made me think of that race scene where she's
yeah,
just
you
standing
know
there
what
with
it
all
did
the
mean
rocks.
too? Me.
Yeah. I just thought that would have been such a more emotional moment if we would have saw that and then thought back to that moment of her holding all the rocks up, like, oh my God, she is a Kenobi, and it just little thing, but
No big hole fucking Palpatine. Do not make her a fucking Palpatine. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, she's not a Palpatine anymore. Now she's just fucking Skywalker.
yeah, right, exactly, yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
go.
But we digress.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about something good. There's so I
Yeah,
I don't want to say I have a negative. The only nitpick I have,
Okay, okay.
and I don't know how I feel about it.
This is a safe space, safe space, sir. This is a safe space.
How do you feel about how they ended up using Reaper?
Yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah, that story, I thought kind of where we were going with it before was where it was going to go, and then for her, here's my other question about that whole story is the first scene we see is her back on Tatooine,
Right.
and then we cut to them still being chased by Vader. So she got off of that planet and to Tatooine before Vader and Obi-Wan were even able to meet. Like that timing seems weird, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem weird that she got all the way to
It does.
Tatooine?
It does. Especially when you consider she's in pain. You can
Yeah,
tell throughout the
yeah,
episode she's in pain, and that's the only reason why Owen was able to beat her
yes.
like he did.
That's why they
She
had a
was
chance.
in
Yeah,
pain.
yeah.
She,
Which I actually really enjoyed that moment of Owen and Baru, kind of standing up for and saying, "No, this is he's our son. We're going to fight for him."
I
I
didn't know
love that.
Maru. I didn't know that Maru was a badass. I
No,
loved her in the
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Because in the original trilogy, when you see her, I guess it's because of the actress that plays her. She just seems like a very sweet lady, just a very
right.
older, sort of sweet lady.
right.
She doesn't seem, but you can tell, no, she's got an edge to her.
Yep.
She's got an edge, man. He was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm grabbing the guns. We're going to war." He was like, "Wait a minute," and she's like, "No, we're going to
Like,
war."
okay, after
Yeah,
you, my dear,
I
after
loved it. I
you.
loved it. Yeah. No,
And
but I also did like that scene where she says to him, he's not yours, or you treat him, or you think of him as he's yours, and he's like, he is mine, And again, I think that it hurts a little bit only because we don't see Luke as emotional when they die in A New Hope. But no,
no,
but I think it does add to that story where he's not just being mean to Luke. He loves Luke. He really does
oh,
love Luke.
and that one scene when he's like, he is mine. It reminded me very much of Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel.
Okay.
When Clark was like, why can't I just be your son? And Jonathan says, you are my son.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. No, again, I think they added a lot to Star Wars. I really, truly do believe that they added a lot to
What
Star Wars.
what did you think about the beginning of the episode when Obi-Wan leaves Leia with Kamal and goes after Vader? What do you think about that setup?
Yeah, I think that's what needed to happen. I mean,
Right.
because we can't have Leia there when this fight
No.
happens, obviously. Like the ship can't crash and then they have a fight off to the side and they're just, all the people on the ship are over here somewhere. I don't think that would have worked. I think this is the way they had to do it. And yeah, I think overall it worked. I think it worked. I love the back and forth with them. Leia is, and this is another thing too, is again, it hurts A New Hope a little bit, but I think it helps in Star Wars overall is he loves both of them. It's not
Oh
just
yeah.
Luke. It's not just Luke that he's caring about. And not that I ever, I don't think anybody would ever say he didn't care about, but you would think from A New Hope perspective that Luke was the one that he would have the most attachment to. But now we
Right.
see, no, he's attached to both of them. He loves them
Yep.
both because, both of his friends, we forget, but Padme was Obi-Wan's friend also. She was
Yep.
very close to Obi-Wan also. So, these are the kids of two of his best dead friends, in his opinion.
I know we're jumping around, but I
Sure.
love that scene. I love that scene at the end when he was saying goodbye to Leia.
Mhm.
And he was describing both of her parents to her. He
Yes.
was describing Padme and Anakin.
Yes. Again, another great scene. And I think it adds so much that she knows who they are, but she is able to say, I don't need any more. I have my parents.
Right.
And I love that scene. I do. I love that scene.
I love when we cut back to older one at the end,
Mhm.
and she's getting dressed.
Yeah.
She's putting on the holster. She, this little actress conveyed so much of Carrie Fisher in her
Yeah.
throughout the season. To me, it was one of the best parts about this series.
Yes. Yeah, her playing Leia? Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. And she has the classic outfit, man, you know? Apparently, they figured out how to make it bigger in the future, but she has the outfit, but no, look, man, this girl is gonna be she's gonna be an actress for sure. She's great. And for her because I think not that it's a hard part to play. I don't know how to say this, but I think that like you said, she captures the essence of Leia
right.
at that age. You absolutely feel that that is what Leia would be doing, saying, act, how what you feel that's Leia when you see her. So yeah, no, she did an awesome job this series. For anybody that wants to criticize her, I think you're just wrong. I think she was great for what she was, supposed to do.
She kind of reminded me of Lady Beaumont in Game of Thrones, if you remember that character.
Who was it?
Lady Beaumont, the little girl in Game of Thrones.
Oh, right. So the one, yeah, her parents died
The,
and she took over, and
the
it
one
was the
that was
island.
like a badass queen at such a young age.
Yeah, but she was like 13 or 12 or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
was
yeah.
in the show. Yeah, okay. Yep, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. No, again, look, I think she again captured the perfect Leia essence, which is strong and resourceful and straightforward. She doesn't pull punches. She says what's on her mind.
What did you think? Since this is really the first time we got a good, I don't want to say chunk, but chunk at of young Luke.
Mhm.
What did you think of him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we got enough to really say whether he's Luke or not. But I think for what it was, I thought it worked. Yeah, I didn't have any
Uh,
issue with him. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything where I was like, oh nope, that's not Luke. Luke wouldn't do that, or Luke wouldn't say, yeah, he was a kid. He was See, that's the difference between Leia and Luke, though, too. Luke grows up on a planet where he gets to just sort of be a kid and have fun, where Leia is under pressure all the time to be a,
Right.
a diplomat, and so he gets to there's really no right or wrong way to play Luke. He's just a kid at this point, I think. You know what I mean?
I would have liked to see him do something with the whoop rats or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that would be awesome.
Oh, you know
Dude,
what
if
I
if
was
we ever
hoping
get
when they
it, I would
were,
love to see just a one-off of just him and Wedge, or not Wedge, Dax, just shooting womp rats on Tatooine as kids. Yeah, absolutely, I want to see that.
you know what I was kind of hoping when they were in that shop at the beginning, and the guy who was working there asked him, "What do you want? How can I help you today?"
Hmm.
I wanted Luke to say, "I want some power converters so bad." Come on, I can't be
Oh
the
yeah.
only one who thought that.
Oh, it would have been awesome. Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Or if they were, or if they were like leaving that store, and he was like, "Oh, Uncle Owen, we forgot the power converters again."
yeah, these those power converters.
I know, man. I'm telling you, they cause more problems in Star Wars than anything else. But no, I think we have to really dig into this fight scene, man, because this is emotional. We got to see his
Oh,
face. We got to see that Ahsoka moment where with Obi Wan, where he gets to
yes,
actually talk to both Vader and Anakin for a second.
yes,
Because I still believe, I know. Look, we all know this is Vader. This is not Anakin anymore. This is absolutely Vader at this point. So for him to say those words to Obi-Wan, I think was so powerful. Where he's like, "You didn't kill me. I killed Anakin.
yeah,
I killed Anakin." Because that's who Vader, that's originally what it was. Is Vader was killing off Anakin, or Anakin, he was killing off that part of himself to become
right.
Vader. So, yeah.
And I told you this off screen, and I want to tell you on the record again.
Sure.
I loved the choice they made by switching back and forth with the two voices.
Yes.
My Hayden's and my Vader's voice. I thought that was very powerful. It hit so much more. You could sense the duality in him. It
Mhm.
was really well done.
And I know we didn't get to see all of his face, but man, Hayden Christensen could act in this. He really turned it on for this part, man. Because he is,
You,
you can see just in that one eye, man, the pain. Like he is really struggling at that point.
you could tell what a difference an actress director makes.
Yes. Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he killed it. He knocked it out of the park. They all did in the show.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I think this scene, this whole fight scene overall was handled almost perfectly. I mean, I don't really can't think of anything that I would have changed or not, wanted to see differently. I think it was a pretty perfect fight. And I
That,
liked Obi
that,
Wan walking away at the end and not killing him because he could have easily killed him right there.
that had to happen. That had
Oh,
to happen.
but what I'm saying is I like the way we got to that
Right.
point because I thought for sure, oh, like you can end this right now, Obi Wan. You can finish this and end everything right now. But he said, you know what? No, you know what? You're not Anakin anymore. You're not worth saving. If you're going to be this monster, go be this monster. But I'm not going to deal with you. Because before that, when he's on the ship, before he goes down, he says out loud, one of us is going to die today.
Yep.
He says it's either me or him. He says, Master, this has to end today. Either I'm going to die or he's going to die. So he had full intentions, again, to go kill Anakin Skywalker or Darth Vader, however you want to say it.
Right.
So for him to just say, you know what, you're not worth it. You're not worth my time right now. Like I've defeated you again. I defeated you again. As powerful as you are, I defeated you. And you know what? You're not worth it. Because I still believe, do you think this also? I don't know, maybe if you agree with me on this. I feel like Obi-Wan doesn't see Vader as the true threat. Only Palpatine is the threat. Because Palpatine is the one that keeps him under wraps and sort of keeps his mind where he needs it to be as far as turned to the dark side. Because if there's no Palpatine and Obi-Wan can sit there and have a conversation with Vader, Vader probably comes back to the light side, wouldn't you think? If there's no Palpatine to influence him?
At what point?
At any
At
point.
what point?
Like if for whatever reason Obi-Wan right now in this episode, 10 years before A New Hope, kills Palpatine. I mean, he kills Palpatine. Vader just comes back to the light side at that point.
No,
Don't you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Not this
You don't,
episode.
because you have to remember also, not only is Obi-Wan still alive right now, but Yoda is still alive and Ahsoka is still alive. Two of the biggest influences in Anakin's life.
I know, but I think if Obi-Wan killed Palpatine, not saying the first episode of the season, then maybe, but I feel like Vader keep Vader in this and there's no turning back.
Okay. See, because I've always thought that as much as I love the last season of Clone Wars, I think that is way too convenient that Ahsoka is not with Anakin at that point. I think it's way too convenient. Because if Ahsoka is around, I don't think he turns. I don't think he fully turns. I think Ahsoka is the one that can talk him down. Because you have to remember, he's stuck by her side when she was kicked out of the order.
But that was before 66. That was way before 66.
No, that was during Order 66. She was on Mandalore fighting Darth Maul while Order 66 was happening.
Right.
While Anakin was killing younglings, she was on Mandalore. Which to me, I just feel like if she was there and she actually had that, if it was her instead of Obi-Wan that met him on Mustafar, I think there's a chance he comes back to the light.
Yes, during that time, yes. But now you're talking about 10 years later with a more powerful Vader.
Well, what I'm thinking, like, this is what I'm thinking. So this is how I think it would play out: is Obi Wan kills Palpatine, and they somehow get him to Dagobah, where they sit around and they're all there waiting for him with Luke and Leia. It's Yoda, Obi Wan, and Ahsoka with Luke and Leia sitting there, and he shows up, and they all are just like, "Dude, it's over. We killed Palpatine. What are you still doing? Here's your kids. You can have a life with your kids now. Like, can you just stop? Can you just stop being this crazy person? Like, what is wrong with you?" I really believe those three with Luke and Leia there would change him back. I think he would finally see it and say, you know what? I went too far. I went too far. Because why does the Luke change happen so fast then 10 years later? Because he's basically like, he just stands there and watches as Palpatine's about to kill Luke. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, well, no, I don't want my son to die. Why? What made him change in that moment? I think seeing his kid. I think his son about to die is what ultimately changed his mind. I think if he got to see his kids earlier than that, he would say, wow, I have a chance to have a real family. Because the reason I say that is because I believe that the real true reason Anakin finally let go was when Palpatine told him Padme was dead and he thought that the kids were dead. He thought he had nobody else that would ever love him again. And that's why he ultimately changed and stayed to the dark side, because he felt like that was his only option when he first changed, when he first went to the dark side.
But you're talking about way after he killed the... yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I know. It's just things I think about in the canon, and just I love doing deep dives of thought into the canon and what would happen, and if this happened, if that happened. So, but no, look, back to this episode. Yeah, I think we got all the emotional beats we needed, and I think we got all the action beats we needed. I think this ended perfectly. I really do. For the little bit of gripes I have with the series overall, I think this was a great series. I think they nailed it.
In the Vader lightsaber fight, where do you put the Vader Obi-Wan fight?
I still think last week was the coolest Vader scene we've ever got. I will still say that. I think that's the coolest Vader we've ever got.
Okay.
Fight scene wise, I still think Revenge of the Sith hits a little harder emotionally to me, only because it is Anakin, not in a suit. We see his face, we see them talking, we see that conversation. I just feel like it hits a little emotionally harder, but I can't take anything away from this fight. I mean, this was a great fight between two masters at this point.
I think I put this right up there with the Empire Return of the Jedi fight.
Did you notice that he used Anakin against himself? That he used Anakin's lightsaber behind the back twirl a few times against him? Against Vader?
I must have missed that. That's cool, though.
Watch that fight again, man. Obi-Wan uses the behind the back twirl against Vader like twice or three times in this fight. It's really cool. I was like, oh my God, it's the Anakin move.
Now, okay, there's something I want to bring up.
Okay.
A wise man said something last week.
Okay.
I just want to play something for you. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, I told you this theory off air. I'm going to say it on air to go on record.
Okay.
I think we're going to get Qui-Gon in the final scene next episode. And if we get a season 2, Qui-Gon will be a recurring character in season 2.
Yeah. I think you're 100% right. Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. We got him in the last scene, like you said, but I think it you can either say this is the last scene of the show forever, or you can say there's a season 2. I think it opens up either way.
And it leads right into season 2, like I said.
Oh, if we get to
Like,
see Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan building his hut or something, or moving stuff into the hut, and because I think I always think of that scene of Yoda doing the Force lightning while he was a Force ghost. So if they can do stuff as Force ghost, I would love to see Qui-Gon just like move in a box with the Force or something like into the hut.
oh god, you seen that Family Guy Blue Harvest, right?
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, Blue Harvest, yeah, yeah.
You're making me remember the thing about the couch. How Peter
Oh
and Ryan wanted a couch and a Millennium Falcon.
yes, yes.
What a great couch! Great ticket.
Yeah, but I think I think they did a great job of sort of saying this could either be one season or this could be more seasons. We don't know. I think that was a great way to end it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was perfect because it ended the story we have,
Yeah,
but left something open to come back to.
absolutely.
And maybe next season, if we get a season 2, maybe it will be more Obi-Wan and Luke and Qui-Gon Jinn, what we thought this season would be.
Right. Right. Well,
I did like that scene.
go
As
ahead.
brief as it was, I love that scene where Obi-Wan met Luke for the first time.
Yes. He said hello there.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
I
that's
would
the
have
first.
loved
So the
him to
first
say,
thing he ever said to him is hello there, and the first thing he ever says to him in New Hope is hello there. So
yeah.
I like it. Yeah, perfect.
I would have loved him to say, I'm Ben, but I'm not going to quiver.
No, no, no. Hello there makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And I wonder because in A New Hope he refers to him as the hermit.
Right.
Even Luke says he's the hermit. So I wonder
Right.
how that how I just I don't know. Maybe he said something to him in that conversation that we don't see. Where I'm gonna go live in the desert. Like I'll be around if you need me, kid. But I'm gonna be in the desert. I'm gonna be in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that's more stuff we could get in season 2.
Absolutely, yeah.
If we do get a season 2, then.
But I do think they have to be careful again because I think it could be the same with the Obi-Wan and Leia stuff. Is how much contact do Luke and Obi-Wan actually have before A New Hope? Because when they meet again, it doesn't feel like they are buddies. It feels like they've maybe
No,
met
but
a few times.
they're not buddies, but I feel like they're acquaintances. They're acquaintances.
Yeah. But they're not familiar. They're not familiar to the point where like he would run to him for help or something like that. I don't see that as their relationship at that point yet. And in A New Hope, do you? Do you sort of see of him as somebody that Luke could run to if he needed to?
No.
Yeah, I just don't get the feeling. Maybe, but I just don't get that feeling. Again, and that's the same with Leia. I don't get the feeling that she knows Obi-Wan. Maybe she did. Obviously she does. Now we know that. But I never got the feeling that she knew Obi-Wan personally. She just heard of him and knew stories of him from her father. That's how I always took it and always interpreted it. So that's why I think the Leia stuff with Obi-Wan sort of gets to me a little bit, only because it just feels like she doesn't know who he is at that moment. But again, it's been 10 years. She's a 10-year-old kid. It's been 10 years. You can always say, hey, she didn't forget, but she just kind of, that was not a really big memory in her mind for some reason. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. Because I thought maybe we would get the mind wipe where he would say, I am Ben Kenobi.
No, but I like how they played it out because
yeah,
he's trusting her with a secret. And if there's any character that could hold a secret like that,
yes,
I believe it's Leia.
Yes. Yeah, again, nothing in this show ruins anything for me in Star Wars. I will not say that at all. Everything I think was handled the way that they needed to handle it. But I do think with anything in Star Wars, there's canon issues. I think with anything in Star Wars. So, but again, it doesn't ruin anything. It's still such a great episode and such a great series, man. I mean, it really is a great series. I can't wait to rewatch it all the way through now, like just from 1 to 6 and just actually see the arc.
I don't say it. I know it might be controversial, but I
Okay.
don't give a fuck.
Okay.
This is my favorite Star Wars series by far.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. I think so. I think so. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I love the Mandalorian, and I for what it is, I like Boba Fett. But yeah, this is Star Wars.
for me, I'm like you. I love the Mandalorian 2 and 1.
Hmm.
I like Boba Fett, but hands down, this is my favorite, and in my opinion, the best.
Well, this had, in my opinion, the most Star Wars, or at least saga. The
Right,
Skywalker
right.
saga lore. This had all of that. That the stuff I grew up with. That's what this was.
And to be honest, if in fact this is really the last of the Skywalker saga, I thought it was a brilliant way to end it.
Yeah. Yes. Look, it's perfect.
Like,
I think it's an absolutely perfect show, or however you want to say it. I do, again, there are flaws, there are things that I think don't, match up, but overall, I can't say there's anything that's disappointing to me in this show. Everything was great. Everything we got was great. Here's another thing that I was watching the Real Rejects reaction to the episode, and there's the scene with O'Shea Jackson Jr. where he says to him, "You're a leader. People follow you," and they're like, "Oh, spinoff."
oh
What do you
yeah,
think about that?
I read it on Twitter, and I think it was Twitter, or it might have been in a Facebook group.
Okay.
Somebody suggested a spin-off of The Path of that
Uh,
group.
that would be awesome.
That's the way to do it.
I think that would be awesome. I agree with you.
That's the way to do it.
Yes, I would love to see that. Yeah, I agree with you on that for sure. That would be cool because I
You
didn't.
know
I
what?
mean,
I
that's
know
never
what it
been
is.
mentioned in canon before that I know of.
No, I don't want to take credit for that because I
Hey, take
saw
it.
somebody say it, but I love that idea,
Yeah,
and that's the way to do it.
yeah, yeah. Well, and there is a lot of talk still about whether it's I don't know if any of it's coming from Lucasfilm, but there's a lot of talk about a Vader spinoff.
And I saw yesterday there's a rumor about a cow spin-off.
Yes, yes, I wanted to mention that. So that's from the video game. Yeah. I really love the first one, so I would like to see him in live action. Yeah. I think that would be cool.
He's a good actor,
Yeah.
but then again, it's a rumor, so we don't know if it's happening or not. But
The only thing I don't know about, only because there's now two games. There's going to be another game with him as this character too.
right,
So what's the story going to be about? I guess or maybe they'll set it up in the next game. What the story
yeah,
will be.
maybe.
I don't know. So, but
Yeah,
look, anything they give us Star Wars, I'm going to watch it, man. I'm going to watch it.
yeah,
I'm going to
me
love it.
too.
I'm going to want to see more of it, and I'm going to want to know why that little part of it is against this little part from another show. But you know
And
what? I'm going to love it all.
I can't wait for Anno now.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I think after this, I'm really super excited about that, man. I'm super excited about that. We might get an Obi Wan appearance in that show.
I doubt it. It really depends when it takes place.
What about Vader? You think we could get Vader in that show? And Palpatine?
More likely Palpatine than Vader.
Okay, okay. I love that this is like a James Bond-esque spy thriller.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that aspect of it. Yeah. No, I'm excited for Andor. I think that's actually going to be, and I like Diego Luna, man. I think he's a good actor. So
Yeah,
I'm really excited. Yeah.
Yeah,
But we're not
okay,
getting
man.
K2SO the first episode or season. We're not getting
Right.
K2SO till the second season, apparently. So you think I think he's going to find him on a mission, right? He's going to have to go behind enemy lines, and yeah. Okay.
Well, okay, man. This was a great episode. Can't wait for the next thing.
I
Anything
will just
else
say
you want
one
to?
last thing: rocks.
Rock.
All the
Rock.
rocks in the world.
This episode rocks.
Yeah. Yes, oh, definitely.
And on that note, my man, my friend, my partner in this,
Yes,
tell
sir.
everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, sure. So find me guys on Twitter at Jedi Master Tuck. Find me here Mondays dissecting the Schmoedown with Ben here, and also here Wednesdays for the Jedi Academy, where we talk about everything Star Wars. And then we have our excuse me Sunday show, which is the Geekdom Uncut, which is all three of us, Ben, Josh, and myself. And also, guys, come to the Facebook group. We're always in there talking and commenting. So please come in and join us there too, guys.
And you guys can find me at Ben_Rainier. Like Tom said, every Monday on Disecting Schmoedown, every Wednesday right here on Jedi Academy, every Friday on the weekly Geekdom, every Sunday on Geekdom Uncut. You guys can also find me at the Northern Entertainment Group every Tuesday on Rewind the Tape and every Saturday morning on the Northern Countdown. Thank you guys for watching, and it was a fun season. Can't wait for more. And may the force be with you always.
May the force be with you guys.